Hey, welcome to another edition of Ego on Break. I'm your host, Jay Andrews, and as always, joined by the Mississippi Madman, Logan Creed.
Yeah.
So,
it's hot.
So, yeah, it's definitely hot. So, we're back at the, unofficial, not official, could be official if they wanted to be official, Taco Bell.
Diabetes tea.
Yeah. Hanging out, drinking diabetes tea. So, we're going to talk a little bit of wrestling.
Sure.
We'll do a results of unfinished business.
Go ahead, because I don't know half people's names. Be honest with you.
All right.
I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I didn't. And you need to learn to enunciate.
Do I not enunciate?
When you called, like I would learn like their first name or their last name, not both. Like, okay, that guy's name was Quinn. That guy's name's Anthony. And that's O'Hagan. I didn't know who the hell their middle, first, or last name was, but I knew at least one part of their name.
I was doing the Michael Buffer thing, so.
Yeah, that didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Just enunciate.
So, the first match we saw was Riot and Monty Warbucks teaming up for the first time against the Cavemen.
Yeah.
Riot came out with Jacob Lockhart. The last time we saw him, he was with the Nightmare.
Had a nice red jacket.
Yeah, had a nice red jacket, and said he had left wrestling for a while, made a little money in music, and now was coming back to bring class to Pro Wrestling Ego. So he had Riot as his bodyguard, so to speak, and said the classiest man he knew in Pro Wrestling Ego was Mr. 504 Monty Warbucks. So we got to see that. What did you think of that match?
I enjoyed it, honestly.
Did you?
I liked the part at the end when they killed each other with a crossbody, and though they were tag team partners.
Yeah, like it hurt for sure.
Yeah. Let's just say there was a little miscommunication problems.
Yep. Alex Graves came out of that miscommunication with one broken rib and one cracked rib.
Sweet.
So he ended up going to the hospital Saturday night, and yeah, he's got a broken rib and a cracked rib. So fun times for him over the next week or so.
He needs to go talk to JD about some protein and Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
He's a little bit too small.
Yeah, for sure. But your winners were Monty Warbucks and Riot.
Monty won with a bareback. I ain't seen him really use that in quite a while.
For sure. So it's pretty cool to see him break out the old finishing maneuver. And unfortunately for the Cavemen, mistiming cost them broken ribs.
I thought him and Paul was actually a pretty good tag.
Yeah, it definitely came across better than I thought. I guess Lockhart had, maybe he does know what he's doing.
I've tagged with Riot. I enjoy tagging with Riot. He knows a lot of what he's doing.
Right,
He had a really good splash on one point in the match.
That might have been what broke his ribs.
Could have been that too.
So I'm kind of looking forward to see what's going to happen with Lockhart Enterprises, as he called it. So that was the first match. Second match, we saw Stardust and his Ursa Major. They came out to re-educate and to, I guess, reinforce the Stargate College, I guess, or Stargate program.
I was a little confused. It's kind of cultish.
Yeah, for sure, a little bit. And I guess he had offered it to Cavemen. They continued to turn it down, and they continued to get beat up by the Ursa.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
But yeah, so
and then he kind of went off in the crowd a little bit.
Yeah.
And you, my round friend. That's the best line of the night.
It was pretty funny because we had a very large young man in the crowd that night. As most nights, he's a regular, and he said that his body was perfection and Stardust was actually fat. So
how's that work again?
Well, like Stardust said, and you, my young round friend. So, so he may be the first inductee to the Stargate program.
He must be like Cartman when he was taking that weight gain, but wasn't doing no exercise.
Bulking up. So. But we saw the debut of Brandon Cash. Not real sure if he's related to Benjamin or Porkchop.
Or Johnny.
But he did debut.
He got cashed.
Unsuccessfully, I might add, as Ursa made somewhat short work of young Brandon Cash.
He more or less played with him.
Yeah, like a cat plays with a mouse.
Yeah.
I can see that. I didn't know Ursa had any cat in him, but I guess he does. So
never know.
Never know. He may be half feline. So who knows? Once you be brainwashed by the Stardust, what you have in you. So he might have reprogrammed him in several ways. So that led that match, and then we had Big K, G, or as he calls himself.
Why is it you into G?
Big K. I thought that was his name.
How?
It's right on his tights.
Is it?
Yes.
I've always called him Big K. Even interviewed the guy.
Yeah. He informed me that only his friends basically can call him Big K, and from now on that I can refer to him as Kelvin Heights.
Yeah. Say my name.
Say my name. Say my name. I don't know if he's going to be the newest member of Destiny's Child or not, or whatever, but he was definitely trying to get me to say his name, and I did say his name. I added
a G.
I added a G, and I added a double Whopper and side of fries.
Maybe
as well.
G silent.
It could be. Could be. So
he's silent in my real name, so you know.
Yeah. So you never know. You may you may see some Burger King crayons come to our crowd here in the near future. I may go by Burger King so I can't get some crayons so we can help pay respect to his name, seeing how he is the Burger King gangster. But he did beat Dylan Cook.
Yeah, he was trying
with the Fear of Heights is what he called his finish move, which is the sky high powerbomb. Yeah. The lowdown or whatever.
No, the lowdown was a frog
splash. Yeah.
Sky high was a powerbomb.
Right. So Dylan Cooks unfortunately had a Fear of Heights and got beat by BKG.
Yes, he did.
So that was the third match, and then fourth match was relative to. We had two newcomers make their debut. It was almost a night of debuts, almost. And then we had a return. We saw the return of Joshua O'Hagan. Mm-hmm. He was at our very first event there at the Hideaway. So I don't think he may have came one other time.
Once or twice, maybe.
But it was good to see him back. And he faced off in a triple threat with Dax Anthony and the Pale Horse, Josie Quinn. So
I knew his name was Quinn. That was all I knew.
I'm looking forward to bringing all three of those back.
I like Quinn.
Yeah, Dax Anthony.
He stood out the most to me.
Yeah, Dax Anthony came away with a win. Who did he pin? Do you remember? He pinned O'Hagan or?
I'll be honest, I
don't remember either.
I don't remember.
Do you remember what he won with? Maybe that'll trigger my memory. I don't either. But it was a very good match. I don't remember the actual move he won with, but I do know he won.
What was it?
And
that part is we're being Ray Fury. Watched it yesterday. I swear to you, I can't remember the name.
So look forward to seeing those guys come back. Pretty excited. You know, they definitely tore the house down, so to speak. And then that led us to our main event, where we saw O'Shea Edwards, who refused to give up the Styles title earlier in the night.
Yes, he did.
He defended both titles, the Pride title and the Styles title, against Joey Abel. And he defended and retained. I believe that the Burger King gangster got in there a little bit at the end and helped O'Shea win. But win he did. So that's unfinished business. So
I'll tell you something about that match you may not know.
Okay.
I was talking to Abel in the back after the match. He said that German, he said that's the only second one he's ever taken in his whole wrestling career.
Really?
He's like, the other guy, he goes, that dude is strong.
O'Shea is strong.
And that's what he said, because he fed him around, sent him into the buckle, hit chest first, and then he come back into it. But he was just saying, he's like, I've never taken, but that's my second one in my life. He's like, it's a scary move.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of Germans in Mississippi.
No, you really don't. I've given a bunch, and I'm like him. I probably wouldn't taken two.
Yeah. So just goes to show you.
Yeah.
You know, O'Shea is a stout individual.
Yeah, he's not the tallest guy, but he's wide as sun.
Oh yeah, he's big as a house, man. So, but yeah, O'Shea was still Pride champion, still Styles champion.
One with that dreaded schoolboy.
Yep. Definitely have to come back and you know, try to take that title off of O'Shea. It's not that we want to take it off of him. It's just, you know, it's the rules. So got to follow the rules.
You got to get a bigger enforcer, not this way. I know mine's big. Shit. I've always been big.
So, have you watched any wrestling other than Unfinished Business?
NXT last night, and it was basically just a recap of the damn, what are pay-per-views called?
Takeovers.
Takeover. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even on Monday nights, I mean, all they do is
show you a highlight.
Yeah. Well, no, they'll have, oh, this is a rematch from last night, or this is that.
Yeah, but they don't show you damn near the whole match. Damn NXT's only an hour.
So was it not a new episode? Was it just a recap? It was a new
episode, but it was like a women's match that wasn't very good. I couldn't tell you who they were.
Yeah.
And then it was a bunch of damn highlights of the whole show.
Really?
And then at the end it was, what'd you say they are now?
War Raiders.
War Raiders. Why'd they change it?
They had to, you know.
Did ROH on War Machines? No, I'm serious.
I don't know. I really don't know, but I'm assuming that, you know, either ROH or they, being the War Raiders, owned it. And
they may just want to keep holding on to it because WWE may not work out. Gotcha.
Right. So,
but watching them two guys, and I couldn't tell you who the hell the other two were that they wrestled and they tried.
Was it jobbers?
No,
or was it like
they were NXT tag team, but I just don't watch much NXT.
I got you.
So, but watching them two guys work, man, I'm not saying NXT's a waste, but I'd have them on the main roster.
Yeah.
Because these two guys are so much better than like 80% of the.
Well, they had to bring them in and teach them the WWE way of.
Really, they didn't do it with AJ Styles and a couple of other people.
AJ, you know, he they sent him like the WWE Learning WWE Styles for Dummies book.
Oh.
And
they need to be passing that around.
Yeah. He read up on that real quick and got the Cliff Notes version.
I honestly believe they have so much talent right now they don't really know what to do with it.
You have too much.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, that's legit. Like,
and then I watched the British tournament they started. I watched some of the.
Like, and in all honesty, like they have so many people.
I don't think they know where to put anybody.
Right. And just with the network though, they would be better served like creating a show, you know, like they did with 205 Live. You know, I mean, like if you sat down and counted how many women they probably have on the roster, they probably got 60. You know, like it's so many. Like there's so many on there you haven't even seen them yet. You know.
That's why I don't get them. And I understand we're looking for talent. You're always looking for the next Steve Austin, Rock, big name. But they've raided so many places, man. And I'm like, why? In the end, because
that's it.
And
I mean, it kind of works out because, you know, if you make it to the main roster and you last more than 2 years, you've done something.
2 months nowadays.
There's so many guys that are out there that have been released that, you know, they got to the roster, you know, bam, you know, a month later, 6 months later, a year later, they're gone.
Yeah. So, 1 match later.
Yeah. Well, Authors of Pain, they came in, did like 1 or 2 matches or something.
Last night.
And then they just came back. That's what I'm saying. Like they were gone 6 months.
They were on Main Event. I didn't even know Main Event still existed.
I didn't either.
Yeah, they were like, well, they've been on Main Event. I'm like, what the hell's Main Event?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's probably a syndicate they're shipping out, you know,
it's something for the network. Yeah, I really didn't know that.
So it's kind of like the new Velocity.
I don't watch a lot of WWE anymore. I watch SmackDown. I work out. That's about it.
I mean, I don't have the network, and you know, it's probably crazy that I don't, but it's just one of those added costs that I really don't need.
If I had, I'd probably be watching old stuff.
Yeah. So, but I mean, they really could add a lot. They could add another show like they did 205 Live, and whether it is a Velocity or whatever, you know, and have just that crew of guys.
I guess that's what Main Event is.
And it could be. I mean,
I don't know.
I didn't realize they had brought it back. So
I didn't either. Like I said,
learn something.
I watch Wrestle Talk, and the guys that was Ollie Davis was talking about. Now they're back from Main Event. And I was like, what the hell's Main Event?
Yeah. And
they showed the logo. I was like, oh my God, I thought that shit had died a long time ago.
Yeah, I did too. I watched the last 2 episodes of Lucha Underground. I'm excited that it's back on. I really dig what they're doing. I like the fact that, you know, they're continuing some of the storylines and bringing in some new people. Jake Strong debuted this last episode. If you don't recognize his name, it's because he wrestled in WWE as Jack Swagger.
Yeah, I read about that.
So he is part of Famous B's Get Fame entourage, along with Big Bad Steve and Sammy Guevara. So very cool that we saw Sammy Guevara. not too long ago we saw him on Impact. Now we're seeing him on Lucha Underground. So kudos to Sammy Guevara. Somewhat local. I mean, he's in Texas, so somewhat local guy. And pretty excited to see him on there.
That's cool.
I believe Big Bad Steve, although I didn't get a good look because I was like doing other things while I was watching, I believe he is one of the lizard people, just unmasked. I could be wrong.
Might be, I don't know.
I could be wrong. But
as I had the availability to watch Lucha Underground, I just haven't had the time. It's
really good. It's one of the shows that I really look forward to watching, and it's because it's so different than normal wrestling. Psychology-wise, a lot of stuff probably doesn't make sense. Storyline-wise, a lot of the stuff probably doesn't make sense.
I like their movie stuff.
Yep.
Like their backstage segment, it's the best I've ever seen.
When we last saw Lucha Underground, Killshot, Mac, and AR Fox, or Dante Fox, was the Trios champion. Well, when this season came back on, I guess Dante Fox, AR Fox didn't resign or whatever. So they're like, well, the next guy coming out is going to be your new tag partner. And so it was like, it was Son of Havoc. So and he pretty much come out and go, hey, Fox, he ain't come back. And they not come back, he didn't show up tonight or whatever. So your new partner is this guy. And it was like they were doing the gauntlet match.
Well, at least they picked a good guy. Havoc's awesome, Russ.
And it's crazy because Son of Havoc, he was in storyline with Ivelisse and
big tall guy.
Yeah, Angelico. And so they're gone. So I guess he's like, well, hey, you go over there with him, So did it make sense? No. Do they fit well? Yes. I mean, he goes with that group.
Yeah.
So it was just weird how they done it. It was like, we don't care that it doesn't make sense. This is what we're doing, and you're gonna like it. And people did, because it fit.
What about the Mac? Has he been on any yet?
Yeah, he's Trios champion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Him, Killshot, and Son of Havoc.
Oh, okay.
Which is Matt Cross. But yeah, just threw it out there together, But they wrestled Big Bad Steve, Sammy Guevara, and Jake Strong. So.
I'm a huge fan of the Mac. I like to watch him wrestle.
And then we saw Dragon Azteca versus Drago, and I believe Drago beat him. And
I really took his mask off.
Did he? Okay, I didn't notice. Like I say, I was watching / listening.
But he grabbed it and was hiding his face, and that's what cost him a match. I
you.
read the results, I just haven't seen it.
Katrina, she came and told Antonio Cuerto that she wanted Phoenix versus Mil Muertes in the Grave Consequences match. That she needed Phoenix to get her life blood or
her
something.
Essence back.
Yeah.
She's stuck between her rounds.
Right.
Yeah.
So and then Sami Callihan, living up to the reputation of being the craziest guy in wrestling right now, basically came in and said he wants both of them. So it's the first triple threat
casket match. Yeah, that's kind of different.
So
is the first one in the casket or the last one not in a casket?
Probably the last one not in a casket. So I'm pretty sure because Jeremiah Crane, as he's known on Lucha Underground, he has the hots for Katrina. So
I think that's his ex or some shit.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I guess I hadn't seen it since the middle of last season because it ended. Remember, it ended kind of weird. And they were supposed to come back, and I never seen them come back.
Right. So looking forward to that. Our next event at Pro Wrestling Ego is July the 28th, Fight Night 4, and excited for that. I know main event, O'Shea Edwards defends against Ray Fury. So
the masked one?
Huh?
The masked Ray Fury?
Yeah, the masked Ray Fury. So we may see new champion. Because I'm sure Ray Fury is definitely going to be watching out for BKG. So,
what?
BKG.
Oh, yeah.
Initials, initials.
I call him Big K. You're the one sticking his G crap.
It's on his tights, bro. It says
silent,
B.
I'm telling you, silent.
The G is silent.
You're just not supposed to read it.
See, it's probably K is probably spelled like KG, And the G is silent. I didn't realize that.
Well, like a fancy design, but you think it's a G.
No, it's a G. It's a G. Yeah, it says BKG. That's what it says on his tights. So, yeah. So July 28th, the Hideaway, Jackson, Mississippi, Fight Night 4, Ray Fury, O'Shea Edwards, title match. Hopefully we're going to get the title off of O'Shea this time. Maybe he'll give up the Styles title. If not, then the board of directors had made arrangements to have him fined each day until he gives it up. So, you know, if you're not going to play by the rules, we're going to hurt your pocketbook.
Can we steal it?
I mean, technically.
Would it really be stealing your own property?
That's true. Mr. Bright Idea over here. So,
you just need somebody who can run really fast.
Hey, if you can run really fast, let me know. Comment below and go ahead and
start us when that's not required.
Go ahead and tell me what you're running the 40-yard dash. So
40-second dash.
So,
and you, my round friend, are not interested in this at all.
So, hey guys, hope you enjoyed this episode of Ego on Break. Before we get out, any updates on School Hard Knocks Revolution?
No, not yet. He's still been laid up in a lot of pain, and we really haven't talked about wrestling that much, honestly.
Okay, awesome.
He's getting a little better day by day, and you know what it takes.
Speedy recovery. Thoughts and well wishes.
And Lerman come to the show.
Johnny Lerman, he did, and
he's hobbling around somewhat better.
Yeah, he can somewhat walk. I don't think he could apply for the 40-yard dash either. Yeah. But I was glad to see Johnny Lerman. Mr. Oma, as his friends call him.
He told me that staff really messed him up.
It did. The spider bite attacked his nervous system. That's what had happened.
And then some people gave him some wrong stuff they wasn't supposed to give him.
Right.
I'm not going to say what it was because that's none of my business.
Right. But I did see
he got messed up pretty bad.
But it didn't hurt his spirits as he sung karaoke at the 4th and Goal after the show.
Really?
So he's a karaoke singing fool.
I like singing karaoke.
So you should have hung out.
I didn't.
All right, guys. Later.